Hello and welcome, I am Gary Reaver and this is Gary Reaver vs. of the Devil. This was originally recorded as a first impressions, but I liked it, so I decided to upgrade it to a full Gary Reaver versus. Here we go. This looks to be a detective game, and this is actually the free version. It's an episodic game, and only the first episode is actually out, and this is the free version of that, so I have no idea how much or how little is actually in this. I'm playing this because somebody on the Gary Reaver Discord said, hey, you should play this, and I thought, okay, I will. Apologies it took me this long to get to it. New case. Episode 0, right, so there's episode 0, episode 1 is out, and episode 2 is due out sometime this year. Of the Devil. Rain sizzles off neon above me. The summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of holograms down the street, and a slight blunting of the night's ambience. Emphasis on slight. Lights, cameras, and constant noise. This city's got insomnia, with the uneven heart rate to prove it. Yeah, you and me both. There's no escaping the second-hand nervous energy of it all, but I'm pretty acclimated. Just a wave of worries cresting on the surface while I hold my breath deep below. Besides, a microdose of nightlife anxiety suits my mood just fine. Because if I'm not careful, this client of mine's gonna die in jail. Morgan. Criminal attorney. This is very stylish. It's hard to get away with murder these days. People are still presumed innocent, at least on paper. But by the time they're in cuffs, there's hardly any shadows of doubt left. Hey, look, Shadow of Doubt is another detective game that I play quite a lot of. You should check that out. Because this whole world's lit up, mapped out, never unknown and always online. Whether it's incandescent or neon or hollow, whether it's LCD, LED, or just the nearest phone screen, there's light shining on every pixel of the map. And someone's always watching. Solitude's a rarity. Anonymity is scarce. And criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. So you take whatever clients you can get. You don't balk at public defender work no matter the hour. And should you find yourself in one of the last dark, quiet corners left in the whole world, well, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Not that there's much else I can do until my phone. Counselor, your public defender contract has been approved. You're expected at the 254th precinct. Present your ID at the door to enter. Arrive at least 15 minutes early. I'll try, heart emoji. Looks like the paperwork came through. Sorry, I love that juxtaposition. It's nearly 3:15 now. 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes it about 2 hours since they finally got smart enough to ask for a lawyer. If they're really smart, they'll have used that time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are gonna get busy. Of the Devil, episode 0. And he shall appear. Ah, right, speak of the devil, I'm with you. Disable tutorials? No, enable tutorials. Precinct 254. It's a goddamn ghost town. With nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party. I'm here about a homicide. High clearance rates be damned. You'd think they'd treat it with a little more gravitas. But whatever, if I'm that unimportant, they've got no right to complain if I take my sweet time getting checked in. And I should take my time. Information's like cash in my line of work. You gotta spend it to make it. And if you're flat broke, no one will give a shit what you have to say. Let's see if I can poke around and shake some change loose. That's a really cool way of looking at it. Press escape or click the phone icon at the top left to access the access the pause menu where you can save, load, and check. Toggle on auto text advance with the A key, or check reread previous line, reread previous lines. Use mouse to look around for points of interest that you can click on, or press space to find them automatically. You'll earn credit for investigating and everything you can. You'll earn credit for investigating anything and everything you can. Sorry, yeah. Credit is both a measure of your information gathering skills and your own credibility. So don't go broke. That's adorable. Righto. Read. A datapad. I'll bite. Even when there's more advertisement than article, they can still be informative. In a flowery, roundabout corporate propaganda sort of way. Keep an eye out for articles in the environment. They'll offer insight into the world around you and credit towards your investigation. Articles are added to your phone's reading list. Choose the proper takeaway after reading them and you'll earn additional bonus credit too. Subway fixes axed. Declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded. Civil engineering efforts will be refocused on maintenance and expansion of the hybrid super infrastructure, the canopy high above the city streets. Investigations into Councilman Long's campaign finance irregularities. As one of the canopy major backers, people and corporations alike have little choice of how they complete their morning commute. Subterra made headlines. Radical proposal for a system of personal submarine taxi pods. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Their first prototype had them at a disappointing 3,359% over budget. Mind-bogglingly wasteful, impractical in the extreme. Subterra has proudly declared their intent to resubmit their package. It appears you have 0 free articles remaining this month. Ah, classic. Ballsy them putting the paywall there. As if I'd reach for my wallet after having read an article, a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got the gist of it. The takeaway is that the city will be focusing its efforts on the canopy because Subterra flopped. There'll be increased scrutiny surrounding the canopy now that there's no plan B. It's a massive project with a massive budget. Lines the pockets of a lot of people, big and small. None of them would appreciate bad press at the moment, not when Councilman Long has already thoroughly chummed the waters. Ooh. An actual police lineup. It's like I walked into a museum. Though museums tend to feel expensive and clean. Dusty, forgotten. Probably lots of unpacked boxes. This homicide department's more like an attic. Hard to believe that they were ever so busy that they had witnesses making IDs in the lobby. Then again, it's hard to believe they were ever doing lineups in the first place. Are you certain? Wasn't it dark? Did you know that during traumatic events, memory formations, blah 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 blah. Poking holes in that setup must have been like shooting fish in a barrel, and all during billable hours. There's no room to sow doubt anymore, not when a modded witness can just submit their testimony as a video recording. Assuming their phone didn't automatically file a police report for them. Hello. The medium's cracked in the corner. That's not the corner. Looks bad, but my phone's made of the same stuff and I'm rolling the dice every time it falls off the sofa. Could probably null the warranty on one of these things with a loud sneeze. At least it's not broken. Entirely. Even at this hour, it's still dutifully scrolling through notifications. Looks like the usual 1-to-1 ratio of public health alerts and inoffensive pop culture trivia you always get served at state buildings. But there's a few missing persons too. 1 year of Silver Plan coverage, courtesy of Caduceus, as a reward for any... Silver's no joke. Family must be getting desperate. Is that everything? Oh. High traffic hallways, utilitarian furnishings, multiple screening stations. Pragmatic brutalism so textbook could teach freshman level architecture. You can almost hear the building drone on and on about concrete and iron and hard right angles. The civil planning equivalents of battle scars. From a fight won so long ago that they're starting to look ridiculous. I'm sure it was all imposing back when it was built. But walking in here now with crime rates what they are, feels like a hospice ward for heavy-handedness. Alright, I've taken in all the scenery and learned as much as I can here. Time to get checked in. Well, the art can be very adorable, apparently. It booted up fine, so far so good. Good morning! Is that me saying that? Morgan, here for the public defender contract. Could you please provide your name and... Great, please stand still for a moment. I wouldn't call hollows charming, more like harmless. That's probably what the designers are aiming for. People don't mind a quirk or two in their text so long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry, we're having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? So far so good, was it? Scan my card. Say, why don't you just scan my ID card? Great! Now could you confirm your date of birth for me? Why do they even bother asking? My birthday's on the damn ID card, and my profile. I have to be a world-class airhead to get this question wrong. No problem, my birthday's... I mean, that's my birthday, but I guess this is teaching me to read. Damn, we don't share a birthday. That would have been so cool. Whiskey sour, decaf coffee, can fall asleep in any position. Likes puzzles, smoking and wooden furniture. Dislikes commercials, hairdressers and jogging. 26th of December. Perfect. Good morning, Morgan Counsellor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking on this public defender contract. If you're ready to speak to your client, you can proceed to Counselling Quarter 3C. So what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room. I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. Oh, they made the hollow sad. My vocabulary is limited. You have to ask the right questions. Don't sweat it. Can't keep track of every new euphemism either. They could call it the involuntary wellness check room if they like. Doesn't change the way it makes a person feel sitting in a stifled box of one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection duly warped across gunmetal walls. Morgan Counsellor, can I help you with anything? Choices that progress the story and choices that represent side topics will reflect differently to your mouse. Use keys 1 to 5 on your keypad to choose dialogue. Because of what you read earlier, you've unlocked an additional choice. Read and examine at every opportunity to build up your knowledge. Why the disrepair? Ooh. I know this city's not terribly concerned with the lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it so goddamn dusty? This facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It has been... 2 months. Since the timetable was last updated. They really don't see a lot of action around here, do they? I'm sorry for any inconvenience you may have encountered. I'm adaptable. What about you? They ever going to fix that crack? Thank you for asking. It has not interfered with my work. Well, that's all that matters, right? What are you? I'm a smart user interface proudly sold by Noble Electronics. Thanks for asking. If you're interested, I can send you a link with the information about our subscription packages. Should I send you a link with information about our subscription packages? No. Sorry. That was a mean question to ask. That'll be all, thank you. You'll find the counselling quarters past our homicide detective's office through the door to your right. Thanks. But I think it's just me for now, so you could go on break if you like. Automated dependents do not take breaks, Morgan Counsellor. Then what were you doing before I walked in? You'll find the counselling quarters past our homicide detective's office through the door to the right, thank you. Ads don't get breaks. And they don't get my jokes. It's usually the humorless types that are the most fun to mess with anyway. Eyes gone bad or something. A voice. No, voices coming down the hall. Compared to yours, probably. Thank God I stopped for directions. A building this empty, a desk could have told me to follow the echoes. My voice sounds older, rougher, and decidedly low energy. I appreciate you worrying about me. God forbid I try to be serious. While the other rings with youthful indignation. It's not like our job is important or anything. Definitely cops. And at this precinct, at this hour, they might be the only two living, breathing people in the whole complex. Because why would you bother to print all that out? One document or 100 looks the same on a datapad. Anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file in hand. Makes them think you know better and them about their you know them better than their priest, their mother, their big brother. I wasn't going to say that. So how many of those sheets were blank then? No red carpet tonight, officers. Oh, sorry about that, Mom. We don't keep many extra hands around at these hours. Probably faster to let the desk handle intake anyway. But mostly cheaper. Really cool designs. You the lawyer? I am! Morgan Esquire, pleased to meet you. Same here, Counsellor. Cassim London. And the ball of sunshine here is my partner, Farah Reyes. Ball of sunshine? She certainly is. Huh? Sorry if we kept you waiting. Chatter between the departments has been hectic all night. It's no trouble. Gave me time to enjoy my cigarette. Cigarette? Like tobacco? What are you, 80? She can't be more than a few years younger than me. We're the detectives in charge of this particular case. And it looks like tonight we're also your humble guides to the illustrious homicide department. Apologies in advance for any cobwebs. Pretty sure I've seen this London character around the courthouses before. He never struck me as more than some old-timer. But I suppose being an old-timer is an accomplishment in and of itself in his profession. Sunshine is definitely a new face, though. Rigid in her posture and her attitude. 3 in the morning and her shirt still looks ironed. Freshly promoted, maybe? That was cool. Like a very quick assessment. You really get the feel that Morgan does know what she's doing. Bloody hell. I was about to compare this to a character from the Miskatonic, which is a visual novel I absolutely love. Because there's a character in that who's like really analytical and sort of is remarkably insightful. And her name is Morgan. Her name is Jessica Morgan. Which is just an incredible coincidence. 2 whole detectives working at these hours? Sounds serious. Unless you were just the first to arrive on the scene. No, we're not nearly that timely. Uniforms responded to the emergency calls within a few minutes. Calls, plural, must have been quite the commotion. Look around, you think we're the first to arrive for anything? She's not wrong. We were only tapped after circumstances of the scene indicated involvement with an ongoing investigation. Our ongoing investigation. Not very subtle, is she? But I may as well bite at this point. So, you suspect this client of mine is involved in some separate criminal activity? Wait, did they really not? No, I guess they wouldn't put it in a public defender's briefing. Look, consider this a little professional courtesy, a fair warning, yeah? That's the Heartbreak Killer in that room. We've got the bastard dead to rights. So if you're kind, you'll help him plead it out. And if you're smart, you'll pass the shitstorm on to some other night and go back to bed. I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart at the moment. So perhaps in the meantime you'll be so polite as to fill me in about this Heartbreak Killer. They cover utilities of the rock you live under? Is there a problem? You're seriously not familiar with HK? Never heard of him. I've heard of him enough for a lifetime. Their name has been plastered all over the city for weeks, their crimes wavering between breaking news and urban legend. Their presumed goals flip-flopping from unadulterated anarchy to unappreciated vigilantism. At street corners, in the media, on the net, everyone's indulging in the exact kind of armchair detective speculation that I can't stand. But right now I need to figure out exactly how much the police do or do not know. And when it comes to cops, I always get better results playing dumb than I do acting smart. I take it he's a repeat offender? Was it the killer part that tipped you off? You must have at least heard about his MO. Media's gone crazy with it. Along with everyone else. 1 bullet straight through the heart. Body left to lie where it falls. Hence the name Heartbreak. That was cool. Oh, nice. Heartbreak. Probably not into astrology. Oh my god. Oh, this is brilliant. Rice Lime's automotive history. Dislikes liars, small plates and cheap people. Photography, dive bars and bangs. In what kind? Is that like the hair kind or is that the other kind? Anyway, moving on. Hence the name Heartbreak. Not exactly creative, but amidst the swirl of every other 100-word article out there, catchiness trumps originality. What you won't read about online is that all 6 of HK's victims were shot by the same gun, without even needing to reload. Horrible to say, I know, but 6 for 6? It's pretty good shooting, isn't it? Hitting the bullseye at the shooting range is good shooting. Doing it 6 times in a row is great. But shooting 6 people with accuracy like that? It's a whole different beast. Takes a certain kind of monster. A real freak. His pulse probably didn't even rise. I see. Sounds robotic. You almost make him sound like a machine. Is it possible that... No, it's not. There's no such thing as killer robots, madam. A robot cannot commit homicide. Of course, my mistake. So all those androids marching in the military, those robots patrolling in police uniforms, those drones dropping firebombs from the sky, I guess they're all firing blanks. Fair enough. Machines can kill and have been for decades, but they don't commit murder. Right. Evil like Heartbreak is all organic. That's a pretty terrifying thought. Should really start paying more attention to the news. How I managed to miss 6 murders? Well, you can only blame yourself for missing 5. Pardon? You're still not getting it. HK's 6th victim was found a few hours ago, when we caught the son of a bitch red-handed. So you're convinced that my client is the Heartbreak Killer and tonight was just his latest crime? That's a serious accusation with very serious consequences. I take it you have serious evidence to back that up. If I was being literal, counsellor. Red-handed? When we found your client, he was covered in her blood. Well, that's not good, is it? What you say certainly sounds compelling. Is that lawyer talk for open and shut? But even if that's the case, how does one crime scene make him look good for 6 murders? It's all in the discovery files, and the ARCs, of course. Join the local net on your phone and we'll turn over everything you need. I'll bet. Thanks for that, Detective. I'll be sure to read it over. But if it's all the same, could I ask you two some questions while I've got you here? The hell kind of attorney wants to interrogate the detectives? This kind of attorney. You're just that pleasant. Also, I think you look really cool. Oh, come on, sunshine. Not like we're going to be punching out anytime soon, right? Whatever, let your client stew an interrogation all night for all I care. You mean the counselling quarters? We're at your disposal, counsellor. Righto. By the way, I love this game's style. Like, it's combining, like, elements from Paradise Killer. I mean, I'm thinking of Cyberpunk, but to be honest, it's not really the same sort of world as Cyberpunk. Shadows of Doubt. A tiny little hint of maybe Peripecia. And, like, a little bit of Miskatonic in there. I'm really enjoying this.